Federal government plans to get more men and machinery to win the fight against insurgency in the northeast. Ohaneze Ndibo calls for stronger ties and unity of purpose among Nigerians. Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us. This is Panorama. I'm Ruth Aguera. Reports just reaching us say suspected hoodlums early hours of today attacked Zone 13 Police Headquarters, Ukpo, Anambra State. Though details of the incident has not been made to the public, however, we hear that the hoodlums set ablaze some parts of the building and some security vehicles within the premises of the police headquarters. Unconfirmed reports indicate that 2 police persons died during the attack. We'll bring you details as they reach us subsequently. The federal government is making moves to recruit more soldiers and deploy adequate equipment to the military for effective positioning and proactive measures in the ongoing counter-insurgency operations in the northeast. Minister of Defense, Major General Bashir Magashi, retired, stated this when he led the service chiefs on operational visit to the Theatre Command Operation Lafia Dole in Maiduguri, the Borno state capital. Let's hear more now from Mohammed Ibrahim.
This is the first combined operational visit by the Minister of Defense, General Bashir Magashi, retired, in company of the Chief of Defense Staff and service chiefs to include Chief of Army Staff, the Chief of the Air Staff and representative of the Chief of Naval Staff. The first port of call of the Minister was the Military Command and Control Center, Operation Lafia Dole, where the theater commander, Major General Farouk Yahaya, briefed him on ongoing operation activities for first-hand assessment and interaction with troops. The delegation thereafter entered a closed-door operational briefing meeting with commanders of component units of the Theatre Command Operation Lafia Dole. While addressing troops, the Minister of Defense extended President Buhari's appreciation for their sacrifices amidst numerous challenges and assured that the federal government will support soldiers with necessary equipment.
We can improve the manpower holding of our armed forces. We will bring new equipment, new skills, in which I would like all of you to fit from, to enable you be more proficient, more effective in this assignment you are doing.
General Magashi also visited wounded soldiers receiving treatment at the Malari Cantonment Hospital, Maiduguri, where he sympathized with them and reminded them that the country is proud of their services. In Maiduguri, Muhammad Ibrahim, NTA News.
Still in security, President Muhammadu Buhari says his administration will not relent in providing adequate security to protect lives and property of the people. He stated this in a message delivered by the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Bas Mustafa, during a sympathy visit to Kopre in Hong local government area of Adamawa State after an insurgency attack. Rayanubala reports.
Insurgency attack on Kobre community in Hong local government area of Adamawa State resulted in the loss of lives, destruction of structures with many displaced. The visit of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Boss Mustafa, to the community on behalf of President Muhammadu Buhari was not only to see things for himself, but to assure victims of the attack of provision of adequate security measures to save their lives and property. He called on the community leaders to always collaborate with security agencies in terms of information sharing as part of measures to address the security challenges.
We are going to take steps, and the steps will be quite effective to ensure that at least this menace is curtailed as much as possible.
The victims were presented with food items, clothing and other relief materials to cushion some of the effects of the attack. The district head of Dagoba thanked the delegation for the visit.
We believe that whatever challenges the communities are facing and whatever things that are needed to secure the community will definitely be achieved.
In Yola, Rayanubala, NTA News.
The General Overseer of the Redeemed Christian Church of God, RCCG, Pastor Enoch Adeboye, has advocated collective efforts by stakeholders in seeking divine intervention in tackling the security challenges confronting the country. Pastor Adeboye said this when he was hosted by Ekiti State Governor Dr. Kayode Fayemi at the Government House in Ado-Ekiti. Kola Adeboye reports.
Concerned about spate of insecurity in some parts of the country, ranging from banditry to armed robbery, kidnapping, and farmer herders clashes, Pastor Adeboye noted that a lot needs to be done by relevant stakeholders to curb the trend and ensure adequate protection of lives and property of Nigerians to achieve expected development.
I can assure you we are crying to the Lord of hosts that he will fight this battle for us and give us victory very soon. Untiring, relentless efforts in ensuring that our country gets better.
The cleric offered prayers for Ekiti State and the nation at large for divine intervention for an end to the nation's challenges. In Ado-Ekiti, Kola Adeboye, NTA News.
Well, as part of efforts to complement federal government's moves towards the containment of the spread of COVID-19, the Ansarudin Society has held a public lecture to disabuse the minds of the public on myths about the pandemic and its vaccination. Hawa Gimba attended the 26th annual Ramadan and special prayers for the nation.
It was gathering of faithful from different parts of the FCT to the annual Ramadan lecture, which had been the tradition of Ansarudin Society, Abuja branch. Considering the challenges posed by the effect of COVID-19 pandemic to corporate and business world economically, guest speaker elaborated on the theme, Islamic perspective on COVID-19 and vaccination. Sheikh Muhyiddin Ajani Bello reiterated the need for everyone to be vaccinated. According to scholars in Islamic history, the world has plagues and pandemic, just like what is being experienced.
We are part of societies. Countries all over the world are taking it. We should also take it. COVID-19 is real. And this is the way we are going to mobilize and sensitize the Nigerian populace.
Just have to take that vaccination because it will help us.
That is very important that we should take the vaccine.
A special prayer was observed for peace and well-being of the nation. Hawagimba, NTA News.
President General Ohanaeze Ndigbo, Professor George Obiozo, has called on Nigerians to remain committed and support the federal government in ensuring an indivisible Nigeria. He spoke to the media on the insecurity in the southeastern part of the country. Oyemi Ajayi has details.
Convergence of Igbos from 19 northern states and the FCT. This gathering is to bring to the fore a voice through the leadership of the Ohanaeze Ndigbo. Saddened with the spate of violence in parts of the country, the President General emphasized that Igbos are entrepreneurial people who do not want violence but peace in the country. While supporting the federal government in the fight against perpetrators of social vices in the country, the call for transparency and equality amongst Nigerians was again restated.
We are not at war with anybody, are we? No. What Igbos want is a fair and fair playing field.
We all love Nigeria. We all want to belong here. We have no other country, so we must work together to make it one.
Igbos are industrious and they believe in the one united, strong Nigeria.
The group condemned proponents of hate speech while calling for recognition of true federalism. In Abuja, Oyemi Ajayi, NTA News.
Niger State government is evolving a systemic approach to cope incessant security challenges bedeviling the state through the inauguration of a committee against substance abuse and other related crimes. To achieve this feat, the state government is collaborating with the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency and relevant stakeholders. Oriyomi Olagunju reports.
In Niger State, This harmful habit of abusing prescription drugs, psychotropic substance, and cannabis sativa among students and adults have been identified as causative factor for other violent crimes. The Niger State government is collaborating with the NDLEA as a leading agency in the fight against illicit drug and its peddlers.
It behoves on all agencies saddled with this task to ensure its successful implementation, with the aim of bringing substance abuse and other related crime to its barred minimum in Niger State. We thank the state governor for the provision of 3 vehicles and other necessary logistics for the purpose of this assignment.
The high-powered committee, headed by State Deputy Governor Ahmed Keto, head of security agencies, youth and religious leaders, is to work out modalities on how to stem wave of crime in the state. In Mina, Oriyomi Olagunju, NTA News.
The federal government has completed plans to establish a special agro-processing zone in a cross-river state for the south region in the country. A federal government delegation said this during an inspection of agro-allied industries in cross-river state. Paul Abel will tell us more.
The federal government, under the leadership of President Muhammadu Buhari, has continued to make giant strides in the agricultural sector, and again it is proving its mettle with Cross River State, serving as the hub for agricultural processing activities in South Nigeria. The delegation, comprising representatives from the Federal Ministry of Agriculture, Finance, African Development Bank, and the International Fund for Agriculture Development, are on a pre-appraisal mission to appraise the level of Cross River State government's preparedness for the project.
We want other countries to use our finished product. That's why SAPZ is very, very key.
Cross River has really shown us that they are ready and more than ready for the SAPZ.
Cross River State Governor, represented by his deputy, Professor Ivara Esu, appreciates the team and the federal government for citing the agro-processing zone in Cross River State.
The state we have reached, we cannot come back as far as agro-processing industries and also the production of agricultural raw materials are concerned.
It's a win for Cross River State for this special agro-processing zone to be located in Cross River State.
The team toured round some agriculture projects in the state, which include the ultra-modern rice milling factory Abuja, Bansora Rice Farm and Mills, Ayade Industrial Park, Calabar, as well as some private farms in the state. In Calabar, Paul Abel, NTA News.
All right, let's go on a short break. We're back. Stay tuned.
The struggle for independence had been a long and tough one. Our founding fathers and compatriots sacrificed their comfort and even shed their blood. We cannot at this point in history afford to spirit away their sacrifices for immediate but temporary gains of today. Let us emphasize what unites and not what divides us. Working for the unity of purpose with a stronger vision for a better tomorrow. NTA, growing with the nation.
The counsel of our fathers.
I will urge and advise our younger generation to use talent and brain to sort out problems, not arms.
Nigerian youths, let's build our nation.
My advice to these young people is please do not take us back to those harrowing days. You probably do not know what it is.
I believe we have fought one civil war too many in this country. So those who experience it will run away from it.
Nigerian youths, let's build our nation together.
Welcome back. Minister of Foreign Affairs Jeffrey Onyama and the Managing Director of the Nigerian Film Corporation, Dr. Chidia Maduekwe, are collaborating to attract foreign investors to the country. This is sequel to the success of the film industry at the moment, which makes Nigeria second in the world, just with only France's bilateral agreements supporting Nigeria's creative industry. They say the lucrative venture in the film industry will help youths in the country be self-reliant, just as they gain global prosperity.
Industries contribute to America's GDP and India's as well. So that's absolutely the way to go. We're looking at job creation and so many other things.
With this one relationship with France, the Nigerian film industry is experiencing a mega boost. And imagine if we had up to 14 collaborating relationships with other countries like they do in South Africa.
They also added that Nigeria's diverse culture will make it more attractive to the world if the major players in the industry project the good image of the people in performances such as music and plays. The challenges of dwindling income has made Gombe State to look inwards to supplement the state's income from the Federation allocation. Emmanuel Akila takes a look at a modern approach in Gombe State to ensure that development projects are funded.
Besides ensuring that all controversies regarding land ownership in Gombe State are amicably resolved, the headquarters of the Gombe Geographic Information System is poised to ensuring that all land revenue accrued to the state government are collected for the purposes of development.
When GOGIS came into being, after digitizing those records, now if we want to trace you, we can search our system. After searching our system, we'll know your address, we'll get your phone number, we'll call you.
GOGIS is out to enforce compliance with the state revenue laws, beginning with commercial businesses. The Director General of GOGIS, Dr. Kabir Usman Hassan, is leading the Operation Pay Your Grant Rent team, and defaulters' premises are being sealed.
So many years, people have not been complying with this ground rent. So all these places that we sealed, we've go around. We serve them notices, like we served demand notice, we serve reminder notice, and now we're supposed to give the revocation letter that we are revoking the land to give it to somebody who is interested to be paying state government what is supposed to be paid.
GOGIS is not leaving any stone unturned pertaining revenue generations as it relates to land ownership, which is why it is going tough on commercial premises.
The Revenue Enforcement Team continues its operation towards effective revenue generation in Gombe State. In Gombe, Emmanuel Akila, NTA News.
The Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development has flagged off the disbursement of 20,000 Naira cash grant to 28,000 rural women in Cross River State. Paul Abel reports that beneficiaries were drawn from the 18 local government areas of the state.
The National Social Investment Program, NSIP, established in 2015 by the President Muhammadu Buhari-led administration, is one of the largest in Africa, with over $1 billion earmarked annually. So far, more than 12 million households of the poorest of the poor and the vulnerable, including persons with disabilities, have benefited from these interventions. For Ita Asoko Eyo and other beneficiaries, the intervention by federal government is commendable, as the grant will help improve their living standards.
I will use the money and buy more oil and sell.
To give them that enablement to do to others as they did to me.
I really thank them sincerely for what they have done for us.
Minister of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development, Sadia Umar Farouk, represented by the national coordinator of the program, and the state government say the measure is to drastically reduce poverty in Nigeria.
We believe that this 20,000 will become bigger amounts of money. It will re-energize their small businesses and possibly employ not only them, but employ others and create wealth.
I expect them to do exceedingly well. I've always said it, the future of Nigeria is women.
If
this trend is sustained by the federal government, it is hopeful that by the year 2030, over 100 million will be taken out of poverty. In Calabar, Paul Abel, NTA News.
Following the crisis which resulted to deaths and destruction of property in communities in Esian Udim local government area, the wife of Akwa Ibom State Governor Martha Udom Emmanuel has donated relief items to internally displaced persons in the community. The Catholic Bishop of Ikot Ekpene received the items on behalf of the people. Ahmed Young Umo reports.
Not fewer than 5,000 persons from the 12 communities in Esianodem local government area were displaced during the crisis in the area. To cushion the plight of the displaced persons, the government has donated 200 bags of rice, 10 bags of gari, 10 bags of beans, 5 cartons of seasoning, 12 bags of salt, among others, to them at St. Anne's Cathedral in Ikotekpene local government area.
We thank Her Excellency very, very sincerely.
Your church and your premises came home for these people that have been seriously traumatized.
Also ensure that most of their facilities that were destroyed are also fixed.
The challenge now before the displaced persons is how to return back to their communities after their properties have been destroyed. Ahmed Young Umo, NTA News.
The Federal Ministry of Works and Housing has expressed government's commitment towards the speedy completion of the Numan Cham Road and other road projects across the country for rapid economic growth. The Director of Highways Construction and Rehabilitation of the Federal Ministry of Works and Housing, Olufunsho Adebi, stated this at the inspection of the Numan Cham Road in Adamawa State. Abdullahi Ayuba Dalwa reports.
The reconstruction of 46.3 kilometer Chamnuma Road in Adamawa State is aimed at changing the negative narrative of the road. Work is now progressing steadily. The road project, when completed, will reduce the difficulties experienced by the people and improve economic development in the area.
So far, at least, we have seen a little bit of progress as far as the fixing of the road is concerned, but we have really suffered over the years.
Inspecting the road, the Director of Highways Construction and Rehabilitation, Federal Ministry of Works and Housing, Olufunsho Adebi, expressed satisfaction with the pace and quality of the work and promised the federal government's commitments to ensure speedy completion of all federal government roads in the country.
We are working on the road to fix it as quickly as possible. The contractor has been instructed not to stop work until this road is completed. Not only that, by the time we have this road finished, you will be proud of what you see.
By the grace of God, as we are doubling our effort, the remaining section will not take us the long time.
The managing director handling the road project, Wang Bishan, said the firm will not relent in its effort in ensuring quality reconstruction of the project. In Ola, Abdullahi Ayubadalwa, NTA News.
Let's look at sports. Football action continues in the second tier of Nigeria's domestic football league as Amanze Marcos brings us sports update.
All the 12 teams in Group B1 of the Nigeria National League have played 11 matches, with 3 AC of Ibadan leading with 28 points. Go-round of River State follow in second position with 17 points. The 13 teams in Group B2 have, however, played 12 matches, as Remo FC tops, having earned 24 points. Bendel Insurance are third, while Gateway occupy the 5th position with 19 points from 12 matches. Meanwhile, 25% of football fans calculated on the basis of each stadium's capacity will be allowed to return to watch live football matches in the ongoing football season in Ghana. The Ghanaian government, which announced the decision, equally tasked the Ghana Football Association to ensure COVID-19 protocols are strictly adhered to. The 2-day Southeast Athletics competition has ended at the Nnamdi Azikiwe Stadium, Enugu, with the hosts winning with a total of 20 medals. Anambra as second, followed by Imo State third with 3 gold, 6 silver and and a solitary bronze to earn a total of 10 medals. Nsukka High School won the invitational 4x100 meters relay. Under 20 athletes competed in the sprints, middle distance, relays and jumps, and was organized by former athletes to discover younger athletes to represent Nigeria in future competitions. With less than 100 days to the commencement of the Tokyo 2020 Olympics, organizers are working hard to reassure athletes and other stakeholders that all will be fine during the July 23 to August 8 games. President of the International Olympic Committee, Thomas Bach, is expected to visit Japan in May as the country expands quasi-emergency COVID-19 measures to 10 regions. We are not thinking of cancelling the Olympics, said Tokyo 2020 President Saiko Hashimoto, in reaction to calls that the games be cancelled or postponed. With Sports Update, Manzi Marcus, NTA News.
All right, that's Panorama. Thank you very much for your time. But let's not be wary in the fight against rape and rapists. I'm Ruth Aguele. Bye.